welcome to the Magic of Joy channel. I'm back after a very short hiatus. Today I want to discuss the importance of space, which is how we experience the scarcity mindset. It's a widely discussed topic. We talk about the scarcity mindset a lot. We're going to look at it from a different perspective. So space we tend to think of it as a physical kind of thing, but it's also an important source of information, not just in having a space to live. When we talk about scarcity, we usually talk about stuff. It could be important stuff, like a roof over our heads, food and other basic necessities, or other kinds of stuff that are wants but not necessarily needs. Now, environmental challenges and an ever-growing population of consumers means that when it comes to basic needs, we are actually facing real scarcity. This scarcity is not accidental, however. It has been created by the fact that we have so many people in a high-consuming way of life through our capitalistic system. So I wouldn't call it intentional, but it is something that's been created, and we have to uncreate that. And the problem is that when you do have these situations, it does change what we and others have space for. It affects our relationships, and it also affects how our priorities are determined. So scarcity, in a way, is all about space. We generally speak of scarcity as if it's one thing, but it's not. There are different kinds, and they're about different kinds of space. The first type we've already mentioned is the material kind. But there's also the social kind, and they are connected. So let's start with the material kind. We know that the human journey has been filled with big challenges to having enough material support to enable us to live adequately. These challenges have resulted in thousands of years of learning skills and developing tools so that we can use natural resources to care for ourselves. And along the way, we've created various cultures to support the steps of this process. In essence, our learning takes place through a variety of cultural systems that support this journey. So one of the features of these cultural systems is the expectation that we sacrifice and even suffer to support our cultural system. And that has been carried to an extreme by our current system, which creates highly complex business facilities to produce the goods we currently enjoy. When you think about what it takes to manufacture something, so let's take a washing machine. All of the parts, all of the steps in the process, building facilities, and also the resources that have to be obtained, processed, shared, transported to make parts for the machine, all of the administrative aspects, as well as the marketing, the shipping, customer care, reinventing new designs, and upgrading what is offered in the machine. These enterprises that create all these products we use are highly complex, and they're highly demanding. And to succeed in creating these enterprises and sustain them in an uncertain world, companies have tried to cap employee wages and sought a supply of natural resources from all over the globe and a legal and social environment that supports them. Creating the structures and the infrastructure that support our current reality has taken a lot. There's little space for mistakes and failure. And one point to understand is that in order to handle uncertainty and sustain themselves, modern enterprises have sought to reduce costs in any way that they could, and that means that they're always looking for the cheapest way to get something done. So the complexity, the risks, and the uncertainties, as well as the perfectionism built into the consumer market, result in there being little space for error. Systems help. They help us to manage the various complexities. I work online. I'm well aware of all these different system support. And minding the numbers helps, as does the government support when there is a downturn. So this is a high demand, high expectation system that we have. And it feels very demanding and often low on reward for many people. So this is a system that's low on space for anything that doesn't work, for anything, any failure, any divergence from what is needed, just because of how much it takes to create the products and services that we use. Now, there's a different kind of scarcity in the social arena. It's the area of acceptance. You may notice all the attention given to who's in and who's out, who's okay and who's not. You may have noticed the drumbeat for conformity and creating and supporting trends, and the rejection of those who don't fit in. These actions and attitudes are not new. Humans have been rejecting each other forever. However, it's essential to note that the rejection we're talking about here for how the world works right now is created to support the economic engine of consumerism. So rejection is often tied to our ability to participate in and support this consumer system. It is rewarded. There's another ancillary issue with acceptance, and that is around identity. The consumer culture continually seeks new products and markets in order to sustain itself, and as a result, it has supported a more open attitude about our identities. We have developed a lot of tools to explore who we are. Enneagrams, archetypes, and all sorts of systems have emerged to meet this need. Consumer culture has also allowed greater freedom of self-expression for those who have been historically marginalized, and that has served their markets as well. So the issue of acceptance is an important one, and it's complex, just like our economic system. On the one hand, the pressures of a complex consumer system have created many life improvements, but the downward pressure on salaries means that consumers are squeezed trying to make the complexities of this system work satisfactorily for them. The self-expression that the system allows has been freeing for some, but it's also created social conflict with those who have less space for self-expression. So when we discuss scarcity, we're talking about what our culture has space for, economically, socially. You could also look at it as emotionally and energetically. It's important to be aware of what there is space for in a culture and why that what is accepted is accepted and allowed, and where all of that comes from. We can feel the space in a system, both economic and social. We can also feel it in individuals, and that's important information. What there is space for has a huge impact on our lives. Noticing the different things people and cultures have space for can tell you a lot and help you steer your life wisely. So let's talk about how this relates to a joy practice, because that's our big topic here at the Magic of Joy. So where a joy practice helps enormously is that it takes back control over the issue of space. So we get to have a say and more space for ourselves in our lives. We put basic needs first, and that helps us to thrive better. So we're making space for ourselves when we do that. We don't have to allow our basic needs to go unmet when we put them first. We're the ones making space for what matters and what creates a thriving, healthy life for ourselves and others. Right now, our social norms are not aligned with health and thriving. They're aligned with materialism and consumption, and they're not exactly the same thing. We can change how this affects us by directing our attention and intention to serve healthy, joy-creating objectives. And it helps that you give yourself that kind of gift. So I hope you'll consider looking at the space in your life and see how you might rearrange it to suit your well-being better. So thanks for listening to this video. I hope you've enjoyed learning more about how joy can transform your life. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and loved ones. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on the transformative power of joy. I'll be back soon to give you more information about how joy as a practice and compass can transform your life. Stay well and joyful until then, and thank you for watching.